What's up, potty people, and welcome back to my channel. So today is time to do the review of all reviews, the review that you've been waiting for, and that is of the TATI Blendifull velour puffs, powder puffs, whatever you want to call them. But today is very special because we're not just doing a review, we're doing a side-by-side comparison review and demo of this with a couple little generic cheaper velour puffs just to see, is it worth the price and is it really that special? So I do want to go ahead and get out of the way like the description and pricing and the details and all that stuff of the TATI Blendifull, just because I feel like this is the focal point. This is what we're comparing everything else to. So this is $18 on the TATI Beauty website. I'll have all the products I'm talking about linked below where you can find them, all that good stuff. But with taxes and shipping, it's $22.21. So you don't really have any other way around that. So basically the two little puffs are $22. But here's the big one. It basically looks like a big guitar pick. And then it has a little like ribbon on the back so you can insert your hand. It's like a little teardrop. But yeah, she says you're supposed to be able to do literally your entire face with this. This one, this little tiny little, it's a little heart-shaped one. And again, it has a little ribbon, but it is smaller. You do get both. You don't have an option of one or the other. These are supposed to be able to wash clean pretty easily. You can do it where you just use like soap and water in the sink and just let them air dry. Or you could even throw them in the washer, like throw them in like a delicates bag. But yeah, whenever I was looking on Amazon, I wanted to try to mimic the textures of those puffs and not just do the generic like clothy kind of fabric. So I found these two on Amazon and these were cheaper than the TATI one. I just want to get a couple just to make sure that if one didn't work, I at least had a backup plan. But I did go ahead and use these because I did want to know what my thoughts were before I compared it to the TATI Blendiful. Like I just kind of wanted to have like a baseline knowledge of how these performed with liquids and creams first, because I never used them for that purpose before. So the first set I have is this one from the storefront Dimals. You get a white, a pink, and a brown. And I did go ahead and use the brown, and I've got it washed. Like I've got it air drying, and like I just want to see how these cleaned up and also how long it took to dry and all that stuff. These are just like disc size, and I will say they're not the same as far as like they don't have like a little strap on them or anything. They do have a very soft like clothy fabric. Not as like the hairs aren't as long as the Blendifull. So yeah, get 3 of these for $8. So yeah, really cheap. And then I got these, which are from the seller Yeo Twin. You get 2 large and then 2 small ones. So you get 4 total. And these are like $4.69. So these are under $5 and you get 4. And something I saw a few different times in the poll on my community tab is a lot of you guys saying that you weren't really interested in seeing a full face. Like you're not really interested in using the Blendifull for like your cheek products and powder products. Like you just want to use it for like maybe foundation, concealer, and setting powder. So yeah, I'm keeping that in mind, but I also kind of want to test the claims because she claims that you can do literally everything from start to finish. You can do primer, foundation, concealer, cream cheek products, powder cheek products, setting powder, the whole shebang. So I kind of want to test that theory a little bit just so I can, you know, either call her bluff on it or not. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go into a pore minimizing primer. Now I don't really do this a whole lot, but she said numerous times in her release video that she loved using these Blendifull velour puff sponges to apply her mattifying pore filling primers. So I'm gonna use the Angelville primer from NYX because I know how this works, and I'm using products that I know how they work. And as far as the other sponges, like the ones I got from Amazon, I'm probably just gonna go back and forth because whenever I've used them before, I've kind of figured out like there are some things that I like better with this texture and some things I like better with these textures. Like, I don't know, it's just different. I really like the fact that you can bend this and, you know, make it flexible. It can kind of like shape with your hand. But I'm just gonna go in and pat this in my T-zone where I want to fill in my pores. And this stuff is really good at filling the pores, so I know how it works. But that is working beautifully. Something I've seen a lot of people say across the board is that this doesn't really absorb a lot of excess product, like, you know, like a typical wet sponge with like a beauty blender. Okay, so time to go on to the other side as well. And I think I'm gonna use these little Yeo Twin puffs for this purpose. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing and just kind of pat and dab. Okay. So basically it performed the same way. Like basically it put it on in a similar way, but I will say I do feel like these absorb a little bit more product. With the Blendifull, I didn't have to squeeze out any more product. Like I just know how to squeeze out some more with this side. But I mean, it worked on both sides. All right, perfection. So for foundation, I want to use one that I'm very familiar with, and I also wanted to use a foundation that has more of a glowy finish. I really want to see if the Blendifull would mattify or like absorb any kind of luminosity. So I'm gonna use a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I'm very familiar with this. Like in her release video, she said to swipe it on, but I'm a big like patter. Like I'm a dabber like this. I just feel like that gives you better coverage and just kind of like presses it into the skin better. But I'm going to do it both ways and see which way I like better. But I will say something that is disappointing is that she hasn't released any kind of like tutorial using this yet, because as I said, like this is a pretty foreign tool to most of us anyway. And she's talked about how she's used a velour puff forever and ever, and it's one of her best kept secrets and blah blah blah, but she hasn't done a tutorial with how to use this. So I feel like a lot of us still have a lot of questions unanswered, because she did give a fair amount of information in her release video, but like it's all just mumbo jumbo until you actually show how it works. That first squeeze went about as far as it usually does with a sponge or a brush, maybe a little bit further. So far so good. So I'm actually gonna build it up because this is what I normally do. Again, I know a lot of you guys have seen this before and I'm trying to make this a quickie, but at the same time I want my review to be thorough. Like I don't wanna half-ass it just because you've watched a lot of reviews already. Okay, so there's one side. Got about the same amount of coverage. It's about a medium coverage foundation, very glowy, very hydrated. I actually didn't even use the entire squeeze-a-doodle that I squeezed out, so yeah, pretty impressed. Okay, so for the other side, I'm gonna use the large puff that I used for the Yo Twin, or Actually, let's try it with the big disc. Now, I will say the other day I used this one with foundation and I didn't really like it. I actually used these side by side and I liked this one better for cream cheek products, but not as much for foundation. So we're just gonna play with it. I want to show you guys on camera. So I'm gonna get some on there like this and do the exact same thing. It is more awkward, it is larger, and it's bendy, but it definitely wants to hold the flat disc shape. So yeah, that absorbed a hell of a lot of product, and it barely covered up anything. And I think that was an observation that I had the other day as well. So I'm gonna go in with another squeeze. I'll be using up this entire bottle by the end of this video. And I really don't like the fact that you don't have like a little ribbon in there to hold your little phalanges in. But there's about one layer. So I mean, I still see a glowy finish with it, but that first layer definitely absorbed a lot of luminosity. And also, it's not really wanting to press in as well. So I actually want to move on to the big, like the larger size Yo Twin one. Yo Twin, that's hard to say. So I'm going to go in and build it up with this one because it just seems like I like this one better for base products. So I'm just going to bend it the same way that I did, try to get that little like teardrop corner as the Blendifuls. It seems like using this is a lot faster than using a sponge or a brush. I feel like with a brush it takes me forever to get it blended out. But there is the second layer and just, you know, a little bit of application with the Yo Twin one. So yeah, I like that a lot better. It's still a glowy finish. I feel like, am I glowier on this side? No, but it's about the same coverage. So now for concealer, I'm gonna use my Kokie Be Bright Concealer. So let's start back on the Blendiful side. So I'm just gonna like flip this over to a different little corner and go in and blend this out. Yeah, it's really, really fast. And I don't know if it's because it's absorbing all the product and like absorbing excess, or if it really is just faster. I think it's just faster. So that blended out really, really fast. So I usually like to go in with like 2 or 3 layers of this just to get the coverage that I want. That's about the same amount of coverage and like color and stuff that I get with this concealer on any other given day, any other tool. I'm gonna use the smaller Yo Twin one. So I'm gonna flip this over, do that little bendy thing as well. On the skin, this feels pretty similar to the Blendiful. Again, not the exact same texture and fabric, but very, very comparable. So I'm gonna go into my second layer now. Both sides look very pressed in, like they're not sitting on the surface of the skin, like they're actually melting in. That's looking really, really good. Okay, I'm gonna build up just a little bit more on this side. I feel like I got maybe a little bit more coverage on the Blendifull side. So maybe this sponge is just absorbing a little bit more product, I don't know. Finish and application wise, look at that, like it just bounces right out so effortlessly. Okay, so I know that everyone says that you're not really interested in using cream cheek products or liquid products or whatever with a powder puff, but for the sake of testing, for the sake of reviewing, I do want to use cream cheek products. I'm gonna try and make it fast. So I'm gonna go into my Sonia Kashuk Undetectable Cream Bronzer in the shade Rich Bronze, in case you're wondering. That's blending out really, really well. That's looking really good. So for this side, I actually do want to use the disc. Do I? I kind of do, but I kind of don't, because I'm kind of leaning more towards like recommending these. Don't know. I wish I had one more side of my face. We're just going to do it. Okay, I'm just going to use the disc just to show you guys different options. Why did I apply that so low? Oh my God, droopy face McGee. Okay, so I'm just going to like hot dog this thing. But it's just so awkward. Whatever. I'm just going to go with a little more product up here it did absorb a little bit of pigment. And let's just stick to using the Yeo Twin one because it just seems all around a little bit better. Why did I not like this the other day? I didn't really like this with cream cheek products the other day. Okay, so there's bronzer. So now let's move into cream blush. So I have a ColourPop Super Shock blush. Okay, so that was really, really fast. I feel like whenever I use a sponge or a brush with these, it takes me a little time to build up and move it around and whatnot, but that's working out really, really well. And you guys know, I do not BS my reviews. Like, I really give you my unbiased, honest opinions. Doesn't matter if I like somebody, if I watch them, if I support them, whatever. Reviews have to be unbiased, so it ain't about that. So I'm gonna go into the small little Yeo Twin one on the other side. So maybe this is, okay, I think I'm starting to see why I didn't like these for cream products. Okay, number one, it's kind of like making my product flake off. I don't know why. It's the same kind of texture and fabric as Blendiful. I mean, it's pretty similar, but it's kind of like disrupting the product in the pan. But it's not going as far. It doesn't seem as glowy and sheeny as the Blendiful side. Is there a difference in texture in these? Maybe let's go back to the large black one. Maybe there's a difference in the fabric. I don't know. Do they feel the same? Okay, I don't know if that applied better because it was a second layer or what. Oh my god, I look like Winifred Sanderson right now. I'm gonna take a little, let's take a clean spot. Just kind of go around the edges just to dull the intensity and harshness and lines and stuff. Not a big of a difference, but I do feel like I'm kind of starting to lose a little bit of coverage after I started using these for cream cheek products. So now I'm gonna go into liquid highlighter. So this is the Makeup Revolution liquid highlighter in the shade Liquid Champagne, in case you're wondering. So I'm gonna go in. I've run out of little corners. Dang it, guitar pick. We're really gonna test the finish aspect of this. Like, does it absorb luminosity from a finish? Because this is a very sheeny, shiny kind of product, and it is applying it really nicely. I'm really shocked because I expected this to mattify everything. Yeah, it doesn't look too frosty or shimmery. I will say something that seems like this would be a good thing for is kind of absorbing and like taking away too much frostiness or too much shimmeriness of like a highlighter product. So, I mean, maybe powder highlighter would be good with this. I didn't blend out my nose at all. What is wrong with me? I normally don't like this product too much with a sponge or a brush. Like, I make it work, but it seems like I have to work with it a whole lot. And that applied it so effortlessly. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of absorbing a lot of the pigment. It's definitely not laying it down the exact same way. And I don't really know why. Like, I'm very confused by that. So I'm gonna go in with my Milani setting powder, and I've kind of run out of places to use this. Like, I've seen a lot of other reviews where there's like, oh, I got another space. Like, I used up only this little tiny, mine's dirty completely. So let's start with my under eye area first. I know a lot of people ask to compare this to like the Beauty Blender Velour Puff because it's a very similar shape. Like, it's that guitar pick shape, and it looks like it's a very similar fabric, but that one's like $15, and I'm trying to find like a super cheaper alternative. Like, I feel like 15 versus 22 isn't that big of a difference, and at least with the TATI one you get two. I also just don't want to support Beauty Blender. I just don't like them as a company. Okay, so that is flawless. Gosh, why did I use it? Gosh dang it. Why didn't I use the heart-shaped one? Okay, we're just gonna use this. Let's just go in. I really like the shape of it. Even though, like, I was kind of like, why is it a heart? But like around the little nose, like that little heart just kind of like fits right there in the crevice. Ooh, it'd be really good for under the eyes. Yeah, I'd actually probably prefer to use this for setting, like actual setting powder, because like I don't set my entire face anymore. With the smaller one, you can just kind of see where you're going better with it and be a little bit more precise with placement. Actually, I see the use. So I'm gonna use a small little red one from Yeo Twin for the other side. Do the exact same thing down my nose. Ooh, that's nice too. But yeah, both sides look very smooth. I feel like the powder was pressed in the exact same way. Nothing's looking powdery or cakey or heavy. Like, it looks the exact same on both sides up to this point. I kind of want to try these with powder highlighter just to see if my prediction was right, where, you know, I said earlier with the liquid highlighters that it kind of absorbed and took away too much frostiness and shimmeriness of the highlight. So I'm going to use a super shimmery frosty highlighter and see if it does do that. So this is the LA Color Strobing Illuminating Powder in the shade Champagne. Let's just dot it right on top. Could this be revolutionary for highlighter? It's definitely pressing it in better, because normally I have to be super sparing with this and not apply a lot. And even with with a brush, it really, like, it's pretty intense. But that's looking really good. So let's go in with the small Yeo Twin powder puff. And yeah, let's just this side's just so awkward. Okay, so the Blendifull did apply it a little bit better. I do feel like this side does look a tad bit more frosty and shimmery, but it did press it in to make it look more natural, and still, like, it still is more lit from within than it normally is. Okay, so I'm back at the finished look. So as far as how the sides compare, they look very, very similar. I do see a slight difference in that the Blendifull side just looks more clean. Like, I don't know, everything kind of held up the pigmentation and intensity better, whereas on the others side, I do feel like the cheek products and the highlighter and the bronzer, like, they all kind of mesh together. Like, there's no differentiation between the highlight, the blush, and the bronzer. And I know you want everything to be seamless and to be unified and not look like, oh, stripe, 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 like Neapolitan ice cream. I just feel like the Blendifull side looks more clean cut and more crisp. As far as how everything looks on my pores, how everything's sitting on my skin, they both look the exact same. Like, you wouldn't know that I use something different on either side of my face, and it doesn't look cakey, heavy, powdery, thick, nothing. Like, it looks so good on both sides. But I will say the Blendifull definitely does apply everything perfectly. It applies everything flawlessly and seamlessly. Even with the powder highlighter, like, I'm glad I tested that just to kind of test the waters, because I'm actually really impressed with the way that looks, because there are so many highlighters that I don't like now that I used to like. I don't like them because they're just too frosty and shimmery. And usually this highlighter looks pretty stripy. Like, I do have to work with it, especially because it's way lighter than my skin tone. So I do have to kind of buff it in and just make sure I don't apply too much and whatnot. But with the Blendifull, it looks beautiful. So I will go ahead and say that I don't really recommend these Dymel sponges. That's the brand or the storefront Dymels. I don't know, like, I don't like the fact that it's not as bendy. There's not a handle, like, there's not like a little ribbon on it. But as far as the Yeo Twin ones, as far as how everything applied, these are pretty dang close to the Blendifull. So if you are wanting a dupe or an alternative, or it's not a dupe necessarily, it's just an alternative to the TATI Blendifull, like if you can't afford it, or you just want to maybe test the waters with these first before you know, jump on board to a more expensive one, these are a really, really good option. But I really do like these, and honestly, I'm shocked at how much I do. I can really see myself getting a lot of use out of these, and I'm excited to continue to use these. The application is super fast, it's super easy, and it's very user-friendly. Like, it's very foolproof. I do wish that she would offer these individually so that you could make this cheaper, because I would probably just go with this one if I had the choice. Like, this is fine. Like, I'm glad that I have it. It works, and I will get use out of it because I have it, but I feel like you could really do everything and then some with the Blendifull. So I kind of wish that she would offer this separately, lower the price a little bit, and give you that option. If you're someone like me that you just want to kind of test the waters and just kind of get your feet wet a little bit, maybe try the cheaper ones first. And if you really like these and you find yourself using them all the time, and maybe you just want to get advanced, then check these out. But I do recommend these. Like, just taking out price, I do really, really recommend these, and I do really enjoy them from just one use anyway. But I'll also let you guys know in the description box how well it washes. The first wash will probably be just in the sink, and then I'll also test it in the washer as well to see how it washes up with everything else. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it sufficed your needs for hearing about the Blendifull and hearing it compared. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you enjoy comparison reviews. I will be putting this in my comparison playlist. Make sure you check that out if you want to see some more products compared. Subscribe to my channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you never miss an upload from me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.